Is Gwen O'Looney in the house?
KXRN LP, Laguna Niguel, Laguna Beach. KXFM on 104.7, kxfmradio.org.
Hey there, what's up, Laguna? I'm Janice Murray. The Laguna Beach Coast Film and Music Festival will present on Monday, November 11th, a stunning palette of ocean Center to 8 p.m. They include The Call, Here and There, Oyster, Aqua Grom, and Ocean State of Mind. Also on Monday, November 11th, from 7 to 9 p.m., see In Waves and War at the Rivian South Coast Theater. This 2024 feature follows decorated Navy SEAL Marcus Capone as he struggles with PTSD after returning from Afghanistan. His wife finds inspiration in psychedelic therapy as they embark on finding access to this treatment for other veterans. Both Marcus and Amber Capone will be there as guest speakers for Q&A. Then on Tuesday, November 12th, enjoy a surf trip filled with wild weather, fringe communities, and of course, waves. The Hobie Surf Shop presents Return to the Bering with live music. That's November 12th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. For tickets to all, just go to coastfilmfestival.com. coastfilmfestival.com. Aren't we lucky for all these choices? And I'm Janice Murray for 104.7 KXFM. Tune in, turn on, in Laguna Beach.
Janice Murray's broadcasts are sponsored by individual Laguna Beach residents who support public, nonprofit radio.
Hello, this is Craig at KXFM 104.7 Community Radio. Tune in, turn on to Rainbow Radio every Sunday from 10 a.m. to noon for a powerful and inclusive weekly program as we spotlight LGBTQ plus artists, authors, movie producers, community leaders, and cultural events in Laguna Beach. Again, Craig, every Sunday at 10 a.m., Rainbow Radio.
This disclaimer is a statement notifying listening audiences that any opinions expressed on our shows are not representative of Laguna Radio, Inc., its management, or its board of directors.
And the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby, somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. And the dream that you dream of, dream really do come true.
Craig here, Rainbow Radio. There are some days you wish you could be over the rainbow, and I have to say this Tuesday was one of them. But I promise we're going to have a fun program today. We're going to look at the bright side of the rainbow and everything that's out there in our favor as in this wonderful country and home of ours, and particularly that of California. I love California. If it were a country unto its own, I think it was the 7th largest country in the world, if it were just a country and GNP and all the other things that we do here. And yeah, I love California. Anyway, what's going on with LGBTQ things here in Laguna Beach? We have something we've never done before. And I'm going to check it out. I hope you have time to check it out. Is this next 15th and 16th, which I believe is that, now that I say that, is that Friday and Saturday? I think that is. Let me look at my calendar real quick here. Yeah, it is. It's Friday and Saturday evening. And what it is No Square Theater, which is it's having a pride thing called Keep It Gay. And boy, do we need to do that. But I digress. I don't want to go there. It's the first Pride concert. I can't believe. And we're collaborating with Laguna Beach Pride. And so that, again, that's this coming weekend, the 15th and the 16th. Cocktails at 6 p.m. Woo! Yes. And the show starts at 7. It is Love with Pride. So make plans. It's Keep It Gay, No Square Theater. This is their spiel that we've come up with. Attention gay straights and all those opposed to hate. Whoa. Wow, that could be a huge crowd. Don your boas and your gay apparel. I like that. Don your boas and gay apparel. And join us for one of our first annual Pride concert. In partnering with Laguna Beach Pride 365, No Square Theater presents Keep It Gay. 2 wild nights of snacks, sips, show tunes. Yes, I'm there for show tunes. And solidarity, expressing the pride of our individuality and love. I love it. Featuring, these are the entertainment here, Eric T. Anderson of Lagunatics and the Rocky Horror Show, Mark Marger, Lunatics, Chicago, Ella Wyatt, Lagunatics, Alternative Q, Jason Pascal, Wonder 2024, Matthew Metzger, The SpongeBob Musical, Rachel Chapman, Oscar Aguilar, Legally Blonde, She Loves Me, Susan Geyser, Lunatics, Matilda, Maylota Bride, and I know who Maylota Bride is. That's a yeah, waiting in the wings. Roxana Ward, Everything, Everything, and that's November 15th and 16th. And like I said, cocktails at 6 p.m., the concert at 7. Tickets are $25 general admission and can be purchased at nosquare.org. That's all one word, nosquare.org, or click the ticket link in on the page of Laguna Beach Pride. You can go there and it'll tell you more about it, and it'll take you to the link for the tickets. So it's not a huge space, so it is going to fill, I have a feeling. So anyway, you heard it here first. I'm so excited. I think this is so great. Keep It Gay, No Square Theater. That's this coming weekend, Friday and Saturday. Don't miss out on it. Please make your reservations today. Now. Go to No Square Theater. Go to LagunaBeachPride.org. LagunaBeachPride.org. Just spell it all out in the big computer browser thing, and there you go. Laguna Beach Pride. Now, I'm going to jump right into a song that is my theme song for today. And it's how deep did I have to dig to find this one? But I did. It's the message, and the messenger is a little unique. He's been not with us for quite a while. He was called the Schnauz, Jimmy Durante. And anyway, he sings a song that I think we all could use as a little bit of a thought here. And so with that, take it away, Jimmy.
It's so important to make someone happy. Make just one someone happy. Make just one heart-to-heart you. You sing to one smile that cheers you. One face that lights when it nears you. One girl, you're everything. To fame, if you win it, comes and goes in a minute. Where's the real stuff in life to cling to? Love is the answer Someone to love is the answer. Once you've found her, build your world around her. Make someone happy. Make just someone happy. And you will be happy too.
Well, that's an old adage. Making someone happy makes you happy. I think that's not saying you're codependent or you have a problem. It's nice to make people happy. And maybe that's what we need more than anything. In this world, it seems so crazy sometimes. Yeah, so that's my theme for the day. Make someone happy. And you will be happy too. I like the words in it. Fame, if you win it, comes and goes in a minute. Where's the real stuff in life to cling to? You know, what's really important? Is fame important? Not really. It comes and goes in a minute. So, but making, where's the real stuff to cling to? You know, and it says a smile, eyes that light up, and a smile that greets you when you see someone you care about. It touches my heartstrings there, you know. We should all be so lucky to have someone in our lives that when we greet them, their face lights up and they smile and you reciprocate, of course. Anyway, that's my message for the day. We're going to be happy today. I'm going to only share good news. So on that note, excuse me, there is some good news because I did ask, as you may have known, tuning in here with Craig on Rainbow Radio, pretty often I check the big brain, not mine. There's mine might be big in other ways, but it's not big in the bad way. I wanted to know what were some of the good results of this election. I mean, let's focus on the positive. And one I found is that California and Colorado, those C states, voters protect same-sex marriage. I don't know if you're under a rock, but this week when the voting all came down, California, let's see, Los Angeles and California voters have passed Proposition 3, guaranteeing the right for same-sex as well as interracial couples to marry, according to a call by the Associated Press. Colorado voters have also passed Amendment J, repealing a ban on same-sex unions, according to the Associated Press. California's Proposition 3 removes existing language from the state's constitution because it's an amendment that defines marriages between a man and a woman, which was added as a result of Proposition 8 in 2008. Voters in Hawaii are deciding whether or not to repeal Section 23 of the state constitution, which says the legislation has the power to reserve marriage to opposite-sex couples only. Same-sex marriage became legal nationwide in 2015 with the U.S. Supreme Court's Obergefell and Hodges decision. But there are concerns in the wake of the High Court's overturning of Roe versus Wade that something similar may happen to the legality of same-sex unions. There has been no major organized opposition to any of the three measures. Only a handful of elected officials and conservative groups have come out against the initiatives, and no money has been raised by opposition campaigns, according to Open Secrets, a nonpartisan group that tracks campaign funding and lobbying efforts. So I just, there you have it. We are protected by the California Constitution. That means I'm not moving out of this state. I don't care. Californians will remove the language from the state constitution, which noted marriage is exclusive between a man and a woman. What was the voting? That's what I don't know. I had that here somewhere because it was pretty much overwhelmingly approved. With more than half of the ballots counted, the yes voters overwhelmingly led the race as of Wednesday morning, with 60% of the voters expressing support for the state ballot measure. It's nice to be validated somehow, some way, you know. So that's some good news, and there is more good news. Yes, don't hold on to your hats, baby. What else did I say? I asked the big brain. And it's right here in front of me somewhere. Yeah, okay. And what was the votes? In California, let's speak just at California. I'm going to stick on California, okay? I hope you're okay with that. Anyway, California, I asked the big brain, what were the results of the presidential election in California? Because I wanted to know. We're kind of regional here, okay? Yeah. So as of November 7th, with 55% of the expected votes reported, the vote distribution was as follows. Kamala Harris was 57% of the vote, and the other one was 40%. So a 17-point lead. And Kennedy was 1%. Jill Stein, the Green Party, was 0.8%. And Chase Oliver, Libertarian, was 0.4%. Those two didn't do too well. But anyway, so pretty much overwhelmingly in California. Yeah. So there you go. Then I also I want to explain a little bit more about this brain and ChatGPT, because it is having a lot of influence, and it's very valuable. And I'll go into it in depth in just a second. Let's put that aside for a second, okay? We'll get into the big brain. But first, I did ask one more question about what were some of the benefits for the LGBTQ community as far as this election. And the big brain told me this. This is exactly what I asked it. What positive changes did the recent presidential election bring to the LGBTQ plus community? And the big brain said, the recent 2024 U.S. elections have ushered in several significant advancements for the LGBTQ plus community, marked by historic electoral victories and progressive legislative outcomes. Hold on to that, folks. Relish in it for a moment. Feel good about equality and fairness for everyone. And that means not just the LGBTQ community, but everyone that is treated fairly, and particularly the allies that we exist with. So historic electoral wins. Sarah McBride, congressional victory. Sarah McBride made history by becoming the first openly transgender person elected to the U.S. Congress, representing Delaware's at-large congressional district. Her election is a monumental step toward greater transgender representation in federal government. So congratulations to Sarah. I love it. The next item, they said, is Julie Johnson's milestone in Texas. A milestone in Texas? This has got to be interesting. Julia Johnson became the first openly LGBTQ plus individual elected to Congress from Texas, representing the state's 32nd congressional district. Her victory signifies a breakthrough for LGBTQ plus political representation in the southern United States. Congratulations, Julie. See, I said there's going to be some positive news today. We're going to be make someone happy. I hope I make you happy. This is moving along because, boy, we all need it, man. On the next one, increased diversity in the Senate. Okay. Election of Black women Senator Angela. Oh boy, I'm going to get her name wrong. Also Brooks of Maryland. Angela Also Brooks of Maryland. That's not so difficult. and Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware were elected to the U.S. Senate, making the first time two Black women will serve simultaneously in the upper chamber. Their presence enhances the diversity and the inclusivity of the Senate. And that is that's good news. Congratulations, you senators, Angela and Lisa. Thank you. Thank you for stepping up, and thank you for being there. And the next one, progressive legislative outcomes is the category, or the lead into it. Reversal of abortion bans. Missouri voters approved a measure to reverse a near total abortion ban, reflecting a shift towards protecting reproductive rights. I can't believe in Missouri, because to me, that's the buckle of the Bible Belt, as they say. And I have some personal experience in Missouri that was less than positive, let's just say. I was quite the victim, I believe, and I'm unanimous in that, but that's another story, another day. And another one that is positive is protection of public education. Kentucky voters safeguarded public education by rejecting Amendment 2, demonstrating a commitment to maintaining a robust educational system. And that is in, where was that? Kentucky. Yeah, I digress. And then in summary, these developments represent meaningful progress toward greater representation and protection for the LGBTQ plus community, fostering a more inclusive and equitable political landscape. How about that? So see, it's not all gloom and doom. Make someone happy. Make this. Okay. So, before I talk about the big brain, I want to talk about my greatest concern. Now, I wrote this. I put it on Facebook, and people saying, "Where did you steal at?" No. This is me. I wrote it. I did rework it several times, but I this is going to be my two. I'm only going to do it once, well, maybe twice, but I'm not going to. I'm unwavering in this. My greatest concern is the title of it, and I want to share that with you right now because I think it's terribly important. I did post it on my Facebook page, but it is about our country. Here we go. My greatest concern for our beautiful USA and its future is a potential breakdown of the healthy governance that has long been a beacon of justice and freedom. Let me explain these feelings. And some of this stuff you learn in high school. I mean, this is basic stuff. But it needs to be pointed out. The principle of three equal and independent branches of government, the executive, judicial, and legislative, was a foundational tenet of the Constitution. However, the system has been compromised by the executive justices who appear indifferent to impartial justice and closely aligned with political agendas of the party that appointed and vetted them, namely the RNC. This influence has not only weakened the judicial branch, but has also impacted the Justice Department, granting the president nearly unchecked power, immunity from legal accountability, and the ability to act without constraint from the legislative branch. That's a lot to toss at you. I know. As a result, the architecture of the three separate but equal branches has been fundamentally corrupted. That's my concern. Instead of maintaining a balanced system of governance, it increasingly resembles a single all-powered executive branch, eroding the independence and equilibrium of the Constitution that the Constitution was designed to uphold. That's my concern. Okay, enough said. The three equal branches of government, we really need to protect them individually, and blurring the lines between them compromises what the Constitution was put out there. That's my that's my thing for now. And I think we need to chop to I don't know. We need to think about that and what's happening in our world. As I play my next song. Okay.
Imagine there's no heaven. It's easy if you try. No hell below us. Above us only sky. Imagine all the people living for today. Imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brotherhood of man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will live as one.
Hi, this is KXFM meteorologist Dave Murray. Our nice weekend continues on this Sunday. Some early clouds, but overall, lots of sunshine around. 65 will do it for the high at the beach. The mountaintop about 69. The canyon 66 degrees. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Temperatures will quickly drop out of the 60s this evening as the sun goes down at 4:50 this afternoon. And 51 should do it for the chilly overnight low. Monday, Veterans Day, and let's throw in Tuesday, too. Early clouds and sunshine, 64 degrees for the high temperature on Monday and again on Tuesday. That's my forecast. I'm meteorologist Dave Murray. Tune in, tune on to KXFM 1047, Laguna's Community Radio.
Tune in, turn on for Art Walking Radio, co-hosted by Craig Cooley, producer, and Leah Vasquez, creative director. It's all about nature nurturing culture as we explore the nascent disciplines of all the arts with guests and topics ranging from visual arts, performing arts, culinary arts, music and theater, to architecture and environmental sustainability. Join us every second Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. for Art Walking Radio, KXFM 1047, Community Radio. Hey, and that is this Thursday for Art Walking with Leah and myself. Also, this week is a big milestone week. It is for KXFM's fundraising, and I don't know, there's a lot behind that, okay? Because right now, KXFM is making some sensible moves about relocation, and a good part of that is to make it more central in the community. It's a great new location, and also save some money because we are a nonprofit and all the workers here are volunteers. So, which is, and we're a 501c3, what's that mean? Well, it means all your donations are tax deductible, every penny of them. And as a public company, we do post our financial records. There's lots of information out there about who we are, where our money goes, and that's part of being a 501c3. So you can see that we're very cautious about spending, and every dollar we have, we want it to go stretch. But this move, while it's going to save us some expenses in the long run, there is some expenses in moving, and even with our 60 volunteers out there, there's still expenses in moving. So if you have it in your heart to help community radio here in lovely Laguna Beach, who it's reinventing itself and becoming, I think, much more relevant, much more involved, much more representative of the community and all that it has to offer. It's a beautiful thing. So please consider this week during the takeover of the station by various personalities. I believe I have Tony Eisman as my guest. So, and you'll have to look at the schedule and see where we are with that. But she's been such an ally of the LGBTQ community, and I love her dearly. I have a lot of stories about her, and you'll have heard it here first on KXFM. And so I'm so looking forward to that. I will be on the air on Thursday. Not sure my time slot at this point, but the schedule will be posted. So anyway, if you can help the cause and keep us viable, which is an important thing to be, and moving forward as we reinvent ourselves and do so many more things for the community. Again, every penny helps, whether it's $5, $50, $500, $5,000, whatever. We'll pick up a quarter on the sidewalk. It's that important. So, as I say, and it is not something we create for ourselves. It's something we're creating for the community. And with that, we welcome comments and input from the community. So much. We can't say we are who we are because we think that's what we should be. That's a little egotistical, narcissistic, a few other things. We are who we are because of what people would like us to do for the community and for what makes sense for the community as a whole with their feedback. So we need feedback. We're not an island out here. And anything, comments, thoughts you have on programming, it's all up. We have put together some very powerful programming that from responses from the community, and as it unfolds in the coming weeks, as it has started a month ago, but these things just don't fall together, folks. They take some time. And in the midst of it moving, so I do believe we got approval because we had to move our antenna, which that means FCC, Federal Communications Commission, is involved, and the city did. We did have to go before the city, and because of the location and making it commercial business at that location, I think it already was, but anyway, you have to get approval. City, I think, overwhelmingly said, yay, yes, do it. We're for it. It's all good. So that's what's going on this week. And hopefully we do have some goals in mind because we kind of know what some of the numbers are going to be to help make this transition. But trust me, folks, we're not wasting a penny and we're picking up every nickel, dime, and quarter on the sidewalk. And so, don't be afraid to toss even $5. But if you want to be more brave, well, have at it. We would love that. And there are various ways you can sponsor and underwrite the station in some grand ways. The bigger the ways, then you probably want to talk to Billy at kxfmradio.org. Billy, Billy, at kxfmradio.org. And if you have some ideas about underwriting in a big way, whether you're a business or a commercial operation of some kind or an individual who's very philanthropic, all those things, are important. So that's my spiel that I share with you regarding what's going on this week. But do tune in for Art Walking on Thursday. I would love to have, we have two artists in, I did print it out, didn't I? I'll have that for you in just a minute, who they are, but we have two live interviews with two people that display at the Sawdust Festival, and they're very prominent there, and I'll have more details on that. Now, I said that I would, I think maybe perhaps you, as my listener, one of my listeners, like many people, they hear this AI, what's this AI thing, It's all a buzz. Is it legal? Is it good? Is it bad? Do you have an opinion? Do you understand it? I didn't. I'm kind of that way. I mean, up until I did a dive into it to figure it all out. But so what I'm going to do here is give you an example of AI, because I had a thought about queer people. Yep, that's right. And I wanted to see how AI could. It's almost like talking to a person, but I wanted to put it out there for AI, artificial intelligence, and the source I used was ChatGTP, and they're free. You can subscribe and get use it more deeply, I guess, if you want. But it's out there, and it is remarkable. So I asked it this regarding a little dissertation I had about being gay. And I just read it. You'll see it as we go along. It says, correct the grammar. I'm asking AI to do this. Correct grammar and improve message of this. And improve the message of this. And then this is the message I gave it to improve. Queer people don't grow up as ourselves. We grow up playing a version of ourselves that sacrifices authenticity to minimize humiliation and prejudice. The massive task of our adult life is to unpack which parts of ourselves are truly us and which parts are created to protect us. So that's the message I sent. So keep that in mind. And this is what ChatGTP said. It said to me this, here's a refined version. So this is what they said. Queer people often don't grow up as our true selves. Instead, we grow up performing a version of ourselves that sacrifices authenticity to avoid humiliation and prejudice. Well said, I think I say. One of the significant challenges of our adult lives is to unravel which parts of ourselves are truly ours and which parts we've constructed to shield us. So that's what it responded, but it also tossed this at me, which I was surprised. It asked me a question, ChatGTP, and their question was, what inspired you to share this thought? And I go, whoa, I better respond. And the big brain is asking me why I wanted to share it. And this was my response. I said, we too often forget how much we create a facade to protect ourselves versus who we really are. And I think it is something that needs to be stated or needs to be shared with others so they may gain a better understanding of themselves. Then ChatGTP said this back to me, which I'm shocked. But it's, well, anyway, that's beautifully insightful, ChatGPT, the big computer said. It's like, I think I'm talking to Hal. It's true that many of us wear layers to protect ourselves, often blurring the lines between our authentic selves and the masks that we've built over time. This is chat just kind of talking to me. Sharing this perspective can encourage others to reflect on their own lives, peeling back those layers and to find clarity and self-acceptance. Yes. Your words could inspire others to question their own facades and work towards embracing who they truly are. And so what I said was, thank you. So that is what happens when you engage with Chat GTP. You can actually sort of have a conversation. And of course, it's gathering information, and it assimilates all the stuff that people put at it and tries to draw some commonality and some messages. But anyway, that is kind of how it works. And I thought that my listeners might find that interesting as it is growing to be much greater part of our world. Academically, there's been a lot of controversy about it, but I think what you give it to work on is the key. So that's the human element of it. And their response, the response that it gives you is just some ideas, and it's the user's responsibility to dismiss what it feels is inappropriate and embrace what it feels clarifies the message. And so if you're writing a paper or if you're working on something that you want to make sense of it, it does present some thoughts that you might not have had, and something that might provoke you to think a little deeper and a little further and bring more clarity and understanding to what you're messaging. So I find it exciting. I go back to grade school, and I remember I took a little pencil protector too. I wasn't that nerdy. Now, let's not go there too much, but it was a little tray, plastic tray, and had a little cover, and it had a little slide bar on it, like a slide rule. I mean, some people may not have ever heard of slide rules, but slide rules, before calculators, you could have a little device that would take numbers and you'd slide it back and forth, and it would give you equivalents, like half inch equals a metric or whatever. And this little slide pencil box would do my multiplication. So, you could do 7 times 5, and what is it? And it'd tell you that it's 35. Well, I had that in grade school, and they took it away from me. Yes. They said, no, that's you're cheating. I'm going, well, no, it's just easier to figure it out, okay? And now, in grade school or in high school or wherever you are, you got computers, you got cell phones, you got everything, and that's not considered cheating. But my little slide, I'm over it, though. You can tell I'm over it, right? No, so times have changed. I guess that's what I'm saying. So I do think that Chat GTP can be very valuable in putting things together, gathering information. You can ask it things like, what are the 10 best things to do in Laguna Beach? And it will go out there and look at all of the websites and all the data that's out there, commentary written about, multitudes of things written about Laguna Beach, including the Festival of Arts and all the other things that we do here in Laguna Beach. And it will give a response. So I did ask another question. Shocking, I know. Shocking, I know. Okay, I said, how are we doing on time? I said, list the 10 best reasons to live in California if you are LGBTQ plus. That applies to everyone, but let's say it's got an LGBTQ slant. And the big brain's response. So here are 10 compelling reasons why California is an attractive place for LGBTQ individuals. Number 1, as was just passed in the election, legal protections. California has some of the most comprehensive anti-discrimination laws in the country, protecting LGBTQ plus individuals in areas like employment, housing, and public accommodations. There you go. I remember it was years ago. there was laws where motels and hotels couldn't rent rooms to unmarried couples. Where's your marriage license, Mr. and Mrs. Smith? But might have times have changed. Okay, that was number one. Number two, inclusive health care. California's health care policies cover gender-affirming care and provide protections for LGBTQ plus health services, making it one of the most accessible states for specialized care. And that is a big part of LA LGBTQ Center and Radiant Healthcare, which is here in Orange County. Those are two big organizations. There's others. And number three of the top 10, LGBTQ-friendly cities. Cities like San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Palm Springs have vibrant supporting communities offering a strong sense of belonging and acceptance. Yay. Palm Springs just had their Pride Festival of this last week and was very festive and a lot of love and fun. Moving on to number 4, LGBTQ history and advocacy. With deep roots in LGBTQ rights movements, California is home to historic landmark museums and organizations that celebrate and continue to advocate for LGBTQ equality. Okay. Number 5, educational resources and support. California schools have inclusive sex education policies that support LGBTQ plus students' rights, with programs like Gay Straight Alliance, GSAs, widely available. That's a biggie. That's at the high school level. I don't know that they have it at the collegiate level, but maybe. Number 6, welcoming workplace culture. Many California-based companies prioritize diversity and inclusion with robust policies supporting LGBTQ plus employees, benefits for same-sex partners, and inclusive workplace environments. Number 7, Pride events and festivals. Yay! Yes, the state hosts many large and celebrated Pride events in places like San Francisco, Los Angeles, and San Diego, Long Beach. We can't throw that. I can't believe they left out Long Beach, along with smaller community celebrations year-round. Come on, Long Beach is, like my book, number 1. Okay, number 8 on the list of 10, legal recognition of families. This is a biggie. California has strong protections for LGBTQ families, including access to adoption and legal recognition of non-traditional family structures, which are essential for family security, especially if your married spouse needs medical help and you need access, all that stuff. Okay, moving along. Number 9, political support. California has a history of progressive leaders advocating for LGBTQ rights at state and federal levels, ensuring the community's rights are continually protected and advanced. And number 10, strong supportive networks. Numerous LGBTQ plus organizations, support groups, and mental health resources exist to assist with everything from housing to legal advice, ensuring a robust safety net for those who need it. And in conclusion, these factors make California a welcoming and supportive environment for LGBTQ individuals, providing both security and a vibrant community life. And there you go, folks. I love that. So if you're down in the drums, make someone happy and be glad you're living in lovely California. I have, where is I got a song. Yeah. All right. We're going to do some Troye Sivan Rush. Here we go.
stimulation. Tell me what you want. Chase your vibration. Let your body talk to me, baby love. If you wanna show me why you've been scheming up, if you wanna. Trust the simulation, don't you let it break. Every stimulation, promise I can take what you wanna get. Boy, you better show me why you've been scheming up. You got my heartbeat racing, my body blazing. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush. It's so good, it's so good. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush. It's so good, it's so good. It's so good, and it's so good, it's so good. It's so good, it's so good. Breathe 1, 2, 3, take all of me. So good. It's so good, it's so good. Pass it by the heat wave, recreate the sun. Take me to the feeling, boy, you know the one. Kiss it when you're done, and the shit is so much fun. Pocket rocket gun. You got my heartbeat racing, my body blazing. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush. It's so good, it's so good. I feel the rush, addicted to your touch. Oh, I feel the rush. It's so good, it's so good. It's so good, it's so good. It's so good, it's so good. It's so good. Breathe 1, 2, 3, take all of me. So good. It's so good, it's so good. It's so good, it's so good. It's so good, it's so good.
All right, we're going to interrupt that song because I've decided I'm going to make one. Well, I might make more. I might break my rule, but one political statement, which I'm going to represent with a song. And it's about promises, political promises, and which ones do come true and which ones fail. And sadly, I think more political promises fail, maybe for some good reasons, but maybe because they were false promises, you know? So that's something to think about, you know? A lot of promises are made about a lot of things that are supposedly going to be done, like building a wall. But I don't know. I think the Pope said it's better to build bridges than walls. And he did say that. So I do know that. So anyway, this is my tribute to political promises.
You promised me just me and you. You promised me the moon and the sun, the birds in the sky. You promised me a wonderful life, they were on the lights. You promised me all diamonds and pearls that I never got. You promised me red and roses and gold, but soon you forgot. You promised me promised me I could be your queen and you be my king. You promised me a white wedding dress, wearing a ring. You promised me your tender caress, your kisses at night. So try to show it wasn't in vain, because I'm wasting my time. You promised me just me and you. Too late for I don't know what to do with my life, but I know my rule is a second chance. You promised me, you promised me, you promised me. Too late for you promised me. Too late for two. You promised me. Too late for two.
Well, there's many a strange impulse out on the plains of West Texas. There's many a young boy who feels things he can't comprehend. And the small town don't like it when somebody falls between the sexes. No small town don't like it when a cowboy has feelings for men.
And I believe to my soul that inside every man is the feminine. And inside every lady, there's a deep manly voice, loud and clear. And a cowboy may brag about things that he's done with his women. But the ones who brag loudest are the ones that are most likely queer. Cowboys are frequently secretly fond of each other. What did you think all them saddles and boots was about? There's many a cowboy who don't understand the way that he feels for his brother. And inside every cowboy, there's a lady that loves to slip out. And there's always somebody who says what the others just whisper. And mostly that someone's the first one to get shot down dead. But when you talk to a cowboy, don't treat him like he was a sister.
You can't with a lady that's sleeping in each cowboy's head. Cowboys are frequently secretly fond of each other. What did you think all them saddles and boots was about? There's many a cowboy who don't understand the way that he feels for his brother. And inside every lady, there's a cowboy who loves to come out. And inside every cowboy, there's a lady who loves to slip out.
KXRN LP, Laguna Niguel, Laguna Beach. KXFM on 104.7, KXFMradio.org.
Hey there, what's up, Laguna? I'm Janice Murray. Our Laguna Beach Coast Film and Music Festival continues to delight this fall. On Wednesday, November 13th, be one with the whale from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Laguna Beach Cultural Arts Center. This film follows a young man's quest to harpoon a whale for his Alaskan village. His proud mom shares the accomplishment on Facebook. And, well, lots of pushback criticism there. It's a heartwarming and thrilling story. See it for yourself and decide. Then head to the Rivian South Coast Theater November 13th from 7 to 9 p.m. for Between the Mountain and the Sky, co-presented by the Boys and Girls Club of Laguna Beach. Follow Maggie Doyne as she creates a children's home in Nepal. Themes are resilience and the power of community. Man, I don't see this stuff on Netflix. So get up and get out to discoveries at your Laguna Beach Coast Film Festival. Tickets are online at coastfilmfestival.com. And I'm Janice Murray for 104.7 KXFM. Tune in, turn on, right here in Laguna Beach.
Janice Murray's broadcasts are sponsored by individual Laguna Beach residents who support public nonprofit radio.
Tune in, turn on for Art Walking Radio, co-hosted by Craig Cooley, producer, and Leah Vasquez, creative director. It's all about nature nurturing culture as we explore the nascent disciplines of all the arts with guests and topics ranging from visual arts, performing arts, culinary arts, music and theater, to architecture and environmental sustainability. Join us every second Thursday of each month at 7 p.m. for Art Walking Radio, KXFM 104.7 Community Radio. Oh, community radio. You know, one item that didn't get on that upcoming, and I'll ask if Janice can get it in there, is make plans for this Friday, Saturday. I talked about it the last hour, but I'm going to repeat it again. It's for the Keep It Gay No Square Theater, the first Pride concert ever they're doing. And it is this Friday at 6 p.m. It's Don, your boas and gay apparel, and join us for our first annual Pride concert. In partnering with Laguna Beach Pride 365, No Square Theater presents Keep It Gay. Boy, we need to do that now. 2 wild nights of snacks, sips, show tunes, and solidarity, expressing the pride of our individuality and love. It features Eric T. Anderson of Lagunatics and the Rocky Horror Show, and Mark Marger from Lunatics, Chicago, Ella Wyatt from Lunatics Avenue Q, Jason Pasquale, I hope I'm saying that right, Wonder 2024, Matthew Metzger, The SpongeBob Musical, Rachel Chapman, Oscar Aguilera, Legally Blonde, and She Loves Me, and Susan Geiser, Lunatics Matilda. Melota Bride, Waiting in the Wings, that's a drag show. Roxanne Ward, Everything, and November, it's on November 15th and the 16th, that's Friday, Saturday. Tickets are $25, and you can purchase them at nosquare.org or go to lagunabeachpride.org, and it's all there. So that's this Friday, Saturday. I had to do that. Yes. Now, if you're just tuning in, you missed the last hour. My theme this week is Make Someone Happy. And I played a song that exemplify, I don't know, that represents that. And I'm going to do it again because I think that's important. You know, the third time you do it, that people tend to remember. So this is only number 2. But anyway, here we go, Jimmy Durante.
It's so important to make someone happy. Make just one someone happy. Make just one heart-to-heart view. You sing to one smile that cheers you. One face that lights when it needs you. One girl, you're everything to fame. If you win it, comes and goes in a minute. Where's the real stuff in life to cling to? Love is the answer. Someone to love is the answer. Once you've found her, build your world around her. Make someone happy. Make just one someone happy. And you will be happy too.
No, my message is go out and make someone happy today. Today, do it today, because you will be happy too. And I'm unanimous, and I did a study. I tried it. It works. Trust me. Someone you can, make someone happy. The word I should just read the words to the song because it has a lot to say. Anyway, there is some other news out there, and it is positive. You know, so what can I say? Yes, you heard it here first on KXFM 1047. Here's some positive news. Meet the transgender lawyer leading a bold fight to show the Supreme Court justices that trans lives matter. Now, we are concerned that trans lives are going to be marginalized, minimalized, hated, distorted, all those horrible things that seem to go with prejudice. And like Roe versus Wade, maybe will happen to changing some laws on the Supreme Court level with regard to LGBTQ is now a concern. But anyway, what we have here is Meet a transgender lawyer leading a bold fight to show the Supreme Court that justices' trans lives matter. The justices. On December 4th, Chase Strangio. What nationality? Will step into the U.S. Supreme Court to argue a case that could fundamentally reshape the future of transgender rights in America. Oh, right. You got my attention here. It's a historic movement, not just because the stakes of the U.S. Versus Skermeti, but because Santiago, a transgender man, legal trailblazer, will be standing before the highest court in the land, fighting for the rights of trans youth and their families. I would love to see that, the actual argument before the justices and their responses. I'd pay to see that. This and he says, Strangio says, this will be my very first time arguing before the Supreme Court. The advocate said he tells the advocate with characteristic humility, even though his name is already synonymous with many landmark legal battles for the LGBTQ rights. As a co-director for Transgender Justice in American Civil Liberties Union's LGBTQ and HIV Rights Project, he has been the forefront of some of the most significant cases affecting LGBTQ plus lives, including the fight against North Carolina's bathroom bill, the challenge to the Trump administration's trans-military ban, and the Amy Stevens case, which helped establish federal workplace protections for transgender people. So, again, I would love to see that one televised. I don't know. You never know. And then I kind of talked this about Sarah, but this is from another news source. Sarah McBride. Yes, another good news. North America, United States. First openly transgender member of the U.S. Congress. A little more detail about her. A Democrat, Sarah McBride, became the first openly transgender person elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. Edison Research Project said on Tuesday, winning elections to Delaware's at-large seat, McBride, a 34-year-old state senator, won a competitive primary in Delaware's at-large congressional district considered safely Democratic in September. She became the first openly transgender person to serve as a state senator when she was elected in 2020. First to speak at a U.S. National Political Party convention in 2016, and the first to intern at the White House in 2012 under Democratic former President Barack Obama. So congratulations, Sarah, and send you good vibes. Make someone happy. And we have some more news here. Boy, transgender men meet with the Pope. What? They would allow them into the Vatican? Oh, my goodness me. What's the world coming to? Transgender men meet with the Pope to discuss LGBTQ plus inclusion in the Catholic Church. George White, a 31-year-old transgender man and religious education teacher at St. Paul's Catholic School in Leicester, recently took part in a historic meeting with Pope Francis. The audience at the Vatican on October 23rd was part of a broader initiative where White, along with other transgender men, engaged with the pontiff. The unique gathering stemmed from connections made during the conference focused on inclusivity within the Catholic Church, where White and others voiced their aspirations of joining the priesthood. White's journey reflects both personal conviction and deep commitment to his community. His teacher at the same Catholic school he once attended, and where he was baptized at the age of 16. His academic background includes a BA in philosophy and theology from Haythorpe College to a Master of Arts in the Global Ethics and Human Values from the King's College in London, and a secondary PGCE in religious studies from the University of Cambridge. Would you say he's got a good background to be able to speak before the Pope? I would say yes. Probably wouldn't vote for Trump either. I digress. Sometimes things just slip out of my brain and I can't help it. And in other positive news, Japan's ban on same-sex marriage is ruled unconstitutional. Yes. Japan, Tokyo's High Court ruled that the country's ban on same-sex marriage is unconstitutional during a hearing on Wednesday. The Tokyo court ruled that, I'm getting a phone call. Hold on, let's see who it is. This is Craig. Yes. Oh, hold on. Can I put you on air? Okay. All right. Hold on, folks. I'll be right back. Gonna hear some sunshine here.
I was trying to escape into outer space on a battle rocket. Looking for a happy place, little piece of grace, put it in my pocket. Oh, yeah, I jumped and I flew till I fell where I am. Tried to catch a break, but it slipped from my hands. You should have seen my face, standing at the gate, nowhere to unlock it. Oh, yeah.
Sunshine is gonna come now, rain down all over you. Good times are gonna come now, look around, baby, it's true. Sunshine is gonna come now, rain down all over you. Good times are gonna come now, look around, just let it's true.
Throwing wishes at the street, following my feet, looking for a moment. I was blowing with the breeze, swinging on trapeze, going through the motions. Yeah. Oh, what time ain't got time to be waiting around. She too busy being money and she ain't slowing down. I'm still crying on my teeth on a faded dream, watching it unfolding. Yeah. Oh.
Sunshine is gonna come now, rain down all over you. Good times are gonna come now, look around, baby, it's true. Sunshine.
Sun is gonna shine on through. Whoa, 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 my. Oh, it's gonna shine on you. Whoa, 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 my. Sun is gonna shine on through. Whoa, 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 my. Oh, it's gonna shine on you.
Sunshine is gonna come now, rain down all over you. Good times are gonna come now, look around, baby, it's true. Sunshine is gonna come now, rain down all over you. Good times are gonna come now, look around, just let it's true.
Sun is gonna shine on through. Whoa, 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 my. Oh, it's gonna shine on you.
Oh, sun is going to shine on you. And that's a very positive, sunny message in sunny Laguna Beach. I apologize earlier for that interruption. I was expecting a guest that I had talked about, and I was hopeful to surprise everyone. But unfortunately, it was not a guest. And I got a little sidetracked. And so apologize for that interruption. But we are back here with Rainbow Radio and all the fabulous stuff that's going on in Laguna Beach. Let's finish my thought about Japan's let's go through that one more time. Japan's ban on same-sex marriage is ruled unconstitutional. To go on further, the Constitution says that laws pertaining to marriage and family shall be enacted from the standpoint of individual dignity and essential equality of the sexes. That's their constitution. The ruling also stated that current law provisions are not based on reasonable grounds and lead to discriminatory treatment of people based on their sexual orientation. So that's a great thing for Japan, that it's unconstitutional, which I think Prop 8 was the same thing in California. It was considered unconstitutional. But I have another message. Gosh, Craig, you have a lot of messages, but this one's important. Well, they're all important, but this one's important. It's about coming out. My listeners are all over the place, including Ghana and South Africa. And I don't know, if I look at the demographics of where people are tuning in, and it can be very interesting. The podcasts and who's listening to the podcasts and where, it's all very interesting. So, I am an older generation, let's just say that. And so I think there's a multitudes of people that have come out to say, well, I'm gay, but they still kind of got a foot in the closet, so to speak. And part of it is because we learn at an early age that to protect ourselves, as I had alluded to in my earlier conversation with you, we create this person that is not really us. But as with habits, they stick with you. And sometimes those habits, you forget they're there and they're on autopilot and they come blaring back. So I'm going to read this one more time so that we can cogitate on it just a little bit, because I think it's important. And it's important because I find myself realizing I still have some of these habits. I don't want to be truly honest or out of self-preservation, not out of deceit and hate, but self-preservation. Let's not say honest, truly transparent or forthcoming. That's a better way. So queer people often don't grow up as our true selves. Instead, we grow up performing a version of ourselves that sacrifices authenticity to avoid humiliation and prejudice. One of the significant challenges of our adult lives is to unravel which parts of ourselves are truly ours and which parts we've constructed to shield ourselves. And that's so important. I mean, sometimes I catch myself not being true to myself and true to the person I'm talking to, because for fear of, you don't want to provoke some kind of unkindness. Let's just say that. Some kind of unkindness. So there you have it, folks. And then the only thing left on the platter is on this day in history, but we're not quite there yet. We're going to be happy. So you're probably going to get tired of my sugarcoating. Well, it's not sugarcoating. We're being authentic, as I always like to be. But anyway, here's another uplifting song.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got, don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. Friends to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, take now, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go! Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high, bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, hey, hey. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
I just had to add a little applause to that song. I love my sound effects. Anyway, that was Pharrell Williams and happy. We need to be happy, yes, and make someone happy. Be happy. The sunshine. I'm on a roll here. I'm happy. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that I'm with KXFM 104.7 and my Rainbow Radio going on now on year 7. I can't believe it. I thought, well, I'll try it out. If it lasts a couple of weeks, cool. At least I'll have had an experience. And here I am. I don't know. They haven't locked me out yet. Although this morning the studio was locked up tighter than a drum. And I thought, oh, do I remember the code? But I did. I didn't. The police didn't come and arrest me or anything. Oh, the trials and tribulation of live radio here on KXFM. I do have on this day in history, and I think maybe that we could do a little diversion on this day in history, a few things I don't have anything for today. Today was a non-news day. But I do have for tomorrow, which I believe is Veterans Day, Monday. Mm-hmm. In 1950 in Los Angeles, the Harry Hay, Rudy Grunrich, Dale Jennings, Bob Hull, Chuck Rowland hold their first meeting of the Mattachine Society. 1950, now that's, almost 75 years ago. In 1985, NBC airs An Early Frost starring Adian Quinn. It's the first made-for-TV movie about AIDS. I've seen it. You need a couple Kleenex with that one, that's for sure. November 12th, on this day in history, same-sex marriage begins to be officially performed in Connecticut in 2008. Moving along to November 13th, On this day in history, in 1979, San Francisco swears in its first openly gay police officers. No. Really? Within a year, 1 out of every 7 new recruits is LGBTQ. Good on you, San Francisco. Yeah, I like that. That's good news. We got to have good news. November 14th, on this day in history, Gay Libertarian Front launches the premier issue of the newspaper Come Out, a newspaper by and for the gay community. 1969. I don't think it's still among us, but yeah, well, in 69, that's just what needed to happen. Everyone needed to come out. And moving along to November 15th, on this day in history, in 1961, Washington, D.C. chapter of the Mattachine Society is formed. Archivist Robert Carey is elected president. Activist. Did I say artist? Okay. In 1987, Randy Schilt's seminal work on the early years of the AIDS crisis and the band played on debuted as number 12 on the New York Times bestseller list. And in 1989, Massachusetts becomes the second state in the U.S. to pass a statewide gay rights law. 1989. All right. And on the last day, on this day in history, November 16th, Martin Sherman's Bent, about the Nazi persecution of homosexuals, starring Richard Gere and David Dukes, begins previews on Broadway. That's 1979. And there you have it, all of this day in history. Now, don't forget, this Friday, Saturday, you got to go to Keep It Gay at the No Square Theater. It's at the Legion Hall on Legion Street in Laguna Beach. And you can't not miss it. Now, this next song I have is it's an old song, okay? Not terribly old, but older. Not as old as Jimmy Durante. But it's was popular when I had my first love. And and it brings back memories, as music often does, you know. So here we go. It's Loggins and Messina. Kenny Loggins, who had his own hits. Yeah, here we go.
There's a wren in a willow wood, flies so high, sings so good, and he brings to you what he sings to you. And the love in his lullaby seemed to tell me if I try, I could fly for you. Lover, I want to try for you, 'cause I want to sing you a love song. I want to rock you in my arms all night long. I want to get to know you. I want to show you the peaceful feeling of my home. Summer thunder on moonbright days, northern lights and skies ablaze, I'll bring to you, if you let me sing to you. Silver wings in a fiery sky show the trail of our love, and I sing to you. Love is what I bring to you. I want to sing to you. Oh, I want to sing you a love song. I want to rock you in my arms all night long. I want to get to know you. I want to show you the peaceful feeling of my home. Yeah. la 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 la. Ooh la 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 la.
I just hope everyone has an urge to sing a love song to someone that care about. That was my tribute to one of my first affairs. I was living at Lake Tahoe at the time, and Loggins and Messina was very popular. But I digress. I've had my little moment there. I'm feeling so. Eddie, looks like you're flying an airplane. Are you?
No, Craig, I'm not flying an airplane, although I wish I was flying to another country right now, but I'm not. I'm staying. I need to know more about your love affairs. There's so many things we need to cover, Craig.
Well, yeah, we haven't delved in all of them. Some of them well, yeah, I was young and yeah, well, whatever.
It's what we do. Well, first of all, what a great song. I mean, I love that was Kenny Loggins, right?
Kenny Loggins, yeah, I Want to Sing Your Love Song talks about the sunsets and the skies and the beautiful days and all that good stuff. It's a very thoughtful song. I Want to Sing You a Love Song. And that's what we're trying to go on about love today. 67 degrees right now in Laguna Beach. We'll probably get up to 70. Perfect day to go to the beach where we have our Rainbow Lifeguard Tower. And you can take a bottle of wine and don't tell anyone.
Yeah, don't tell anybody. I think you could drink. I don't think you can drink down there, Craig. But okay,
you can't. I don't want.
But it's always nice to go down and get a picture with the Rainbow Lifeguard Tower. I think that's
our plaque should be up on it by now. We have a dedication plaque. I haven't seen it yet. I wish someone would go take a picture and send it to me. Yeah, it dedicates it to the community and explains how it happened and how the beach has become a haven of sorts, and well-traveled individuals like to go there. Yeah, so
many have traveled to Laguna Beach. Many. I've met a large swath of them myself, Craig. Don't you know?
Yeah, don't you know? So, how are you surviving, Edward? You're I don't.
Well, I'm doing. I think I'm doing okay. I'm taking a sabbatical from like many of my friends, and probably yourself. I'm taking a sabbatical from news. I'm focusing on the things that bring me joy. I am surrounding myself with people who love and support me and are not, pounding their chests and saying things that I don't want to hear. I'm doing okay, and I think as a direct result of the actions that I've taken over the since Tuesday, I'm feeling okay. And I told a friend of mine, I said, look, I asked my friend as he was talking on the phone, and he was so genuinely fearful and concerned. I said, look around your apartment right now. Do you see him? Is he in your kitchen? Is he under your bed? Is he in your closet? And he goes, nope. I said, the only way he's going to be able to be in your home is if you invite him in by turning on your television set or looking at your phone.
I like that, Edward.
So don't invite him in.
Nope.
Do the things that bring you joy. And when you're ready, and when people are ready to pick up the mantle and start fighting for what we believe in, you could do that. But it's okay to take a second, and reflect and figure out what it is that's going on, because that's what you do.
It's healthy. The only thing I did was I'd had a flag out in my neighborhood, which other people had many flags. That the party I preferred would outnumbered the other, but I digress. So once it was over, I thought, well, I got to take that down. I mean, as I think everyone, it's over, And I thought, well, what am I going to do? So Ed, I got the biggest American flag I could fit on the flagpole, brand new, out of the box, bright, shiny, red, white, and blue. And I hung it proudly on the outside of the house, because we're still all Americans and we still all matter. And so that was my message.
Whether you are right wing or left wing, it's all part of the same bird. So
yeah, I like all part of the same bird, or underwing or overwing or behind wing, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
You're all part of the bird.
Yeah, it's taking some time, obviously, to process it.
I saw something where you posted something on, I think, where you were auditioning again.
Oh, I
And
think
what?
I was posting something on Facebook. I've been doing reels. I have a Facebook page called Studio for Acting, and I did post some story times from a couple of the shows that I've done. I posted a story about Matt Bomer from
Oh
my
yeah,
experience on American Crime Story, and I also posted a story about
that was
working with Sarah Paulson on Ratchet.
that was a clever story about Matt Bomer. I think most listeners know who Matt Bomer. And so Eddie was on a site and he saw this guy that was like co-director. Was he?
He was the director of the episode.
Oh, and so Eddie think this guy's really handsome. I should tell him he should get into show business.
And it was in fact Matt Bomer.
Yeah.
So thank God I did not open my big trap because I came very close. And I lived to it was funny, I got to meet Matt backstage after he did Boys in the Band on Broadway, and it was a Ryan Murphy production, and a friend of mine who I went with had backstage. I was able to go backstage because Matt Ballmer's kids and my friend's kids go to school together. So I went backstage to, say hello and talk about, I said, I don't know if you remember me. We were together on American Crime Story. He goes, oh yeah, I totally remember you. And he was like, and he was super nice and we had a great time. And I came so close to bringing up the story that I shared on my Facebook page, but I did not. Again, I couldn't. Speaking of Matt Bomer, I spent election night with Matt Bomer, and here's how. I went to a taping of the new
cheap motel. Was it?
I wish. I went to a live studio taping of his new show, this new sitcom that he's doing called Mid-Century Modern, starring Nathan Lane, Linda Lavin, and himself.
Yes.
And I couldn't have had. I'm so grateful that I spent 5.5 hours on election night watching this sitcom being shot and did not sit in front of my television, because I ended up having the very best time. We were not allowed to bring our phones into the studio, so nobody was up on what was happening. And it was the best thing I could have done for myself. I like most Americans, I did everything I could do. I did my part, and then I just sat and watched the sitcom. It's a gay sitcom, Craig. It is. They're calling it the Gay Golden Girls, basically. It is hilarious.
Well, I've seen write-ups about it. I've watched a couple. I think there's a couple interviews with Matt and other people about it. And
It is so
my
funny.
friend Mario asked me if I wanted to go to that same thing that you did.
Oh, that's right.
And I didn't, because it just was like, seemed like too much to drive up there and drive back, and I don't know, just for a few hours. And now I'm thinking, wow, that would have been nice. But
it was worth the ticket, which was free.
Yeah.
It was worth it. The jokes were funny. As I mentioned before, I believe last week, that the show is being ran by Matt Muchnick, and I believe David Cohen, who did Will and Grace, and it was directed by the famous James Burrows, who directed Taxi and Cheers and Friends and Will and Grace and many, many more. There were so many Emmy awards on that set that day. You couldn't see through all the gold. It was a really great experience. I highly recommend it. If you get tickets, go see it. Support these shows, because it's time to laugh. We need laughter. We need sitcoms like this. I'm very excited about the premiere of the show on Hulu. Hopefully they'll drop the show soon.
How long will production go on, do you think, Eddie, that it'll take before they get it in the can, as they say, and ready to?
They've ordered 10 episodes. They're off this week and they're shooting again next week. Once they've filmed the 10 episodes, they'll probably they'll go into post and then they'll drop them. My guess is you could look for it to be released in the spring. That, if I was a betting man, I would say you'll find it in the spring.
Okay, well, that's great. Can't wait.
Yeah, you won't be sorry. It's so funny. It's so funny. The jokes. I mean, talk about all the LGBTQI references are just. It's so funny. It's hilarious.
the writers are pretty creative, apparently.
Yeah, well, Will and Grace. I mean, come on. I mean,
Yeah, really.
that's who the writers are.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
I can't wait. I hope it gets a lot of followers and a lot of people enjoy it.
And Matt is he looks so good.
Yeah.
The one episode I saw, he had like a tryst. We'll call it a tryst with some boy he met in P-Town, and it was so scandalous. I was my goodness.
So it was 4 hours of taping. How explain the experience? I've not gone to a taping. I mean,
so you get there. They shoot on the Disney lot in off Buena Vista in the Valley in Burbank, and it's a soundstage on the Disney lot, and they put you in a holding area. That was the one part that wasn't super fun, like having to wait for that, but it was fine. We waited like an hour, and then if you wanted a chair, they'd bring you a chair to sit in, and then they walked us over to the soundstage, and we began taping. Taping began about 4:40, and we were done by close to 9. So it's about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. But the guy that runs the audience, the kind of warm-up comedian guy, and he kind of stays with us the whole time and explain to us what's happening. He was lovely and super entertaining. It actually flew by pretty quickly. We were all kind of impressed with just how well he does his job. He worked on Will and Grace as well. They fed us. They gave us sandwiches and candy, and they gave us T-shirts, and they kept us going. It was really, really fun.
When they do the taping, though, I mean, they have interruptions. It's just not like watching it, right? I mean,
right? No, because they'll do each. So what they do is they'll do a take, and based on our reaction in the audience, if the jokes land, they'll leave it and they'll move on after 2 takes. But if the jokes don't land, they'll rewrite the jokes right there on set and give them to the actors, and the actors will deliver the new jokes. And based on how the audience reacts, that's when they'll know.
Well, that's very interesting. I always think they use the laugh track they may do that as well, but they actually sample the audience reaction as it's in production.
Yes.
And I think that's very interesting. Yeah.
Yes.
So you're making a contribution, Eddie.
We were making a contribution.
Yeah. With fine tuning contribution.
Yeah, it's very cool how they make these things work. I was very impressed. That was the second sitcom I've seen recorded. The other one I saw was in the 1970s. I went to a taping of Laverne and Shirley.
Oh my! You're dating yourself.
I am dating myself, aren't I? Yes, I am. I am indeed. That was wonderful, though. I got to say, that was really, really great. I had a good time on it too.
Yeah.
That's
today. He's dialed in on Zoom, and I can see he's in his airplane, and he's checking his altimeter and put his finger out the window to see which way the wind's blowing. I don't know. He's where are you driving to, actually?
Oh, all right. I'm going to tell you what I did. Oh, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So I went to a Botox party.
Oh no! How LA?
I know. I'm coming back from a Botox party, Craig. Don't judge me. It's my birthday coming up, and I wanted to freeze things for just a little bit longer, and I'm so glad I did. Yes, it's a Botox party. I went to my friend's house in Chatsworth. That's how far I had to go for this thing.
Oh my!
And it's all you can eat for a certain amount of money, and I have enough toxins in my forehead right now to take down a small village if I sneeze.
Oh my goodness me! Well, we're just on the cutting edge here at KXFM.
My life is an open book. Your listeners know. I'll talk about anything.
Well, yeah, me too. I'm pretty much an open book. Nothing wrong with that.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Craig? How are you? Are you doing all right? How was your week? How did you?
Yeah, I kind of divorced from the news as much as I could. Yeah, and it's I'm doing good. Yeah,
Good.
I just thought the best thing I can do today is talk about the good outcomes, and I did. You probably did tune in earlier, but I talked about the good things that came of this election as far as rules and people that were elected and things that are good for the LGBT community. And there are. There's really some good ones. And I do have an event here in Laguna Beach on this Friday, Saturday, which is No Square Theater put together with Laguna Beach Pride. And it's called Keep It Gay. So we should all go there and celebrate and laugh, have a few... have an adult beverage or two and maybe a snack or two and make the best of it. So, yeah.
I think that sounds great.
Yeah. It's cleanse the palate and clear things up. So, what else is going on? Are you on your way? You have anything planned for this week? What is today?
Today is Sunday. Yeah. It's the Lord's Day.
The Lord? Oh, yeah, right.
if you believe in that, if you believe in such things.
The used dealerships, they say, I'll see you Sunday morning after church.
Oh, they're not going to church.
Right, to sell you a car. Oh,
exactly.
Yeah.
I have a busy week, Craig. I've taken on a casting job. I'm casting a web series right now, and that's been taking up the bulk of my time. And I'm working on getting these roles done. I'm probably going to be producing this thing a little bit. So yeah, it's been very busy, very busy. Lots of students. I haven't been auditioning much. I had for auditions, but that's okay.
This week is our big fundraiser at KXFM, and I believe I'm hooked up with Tony Eisman on Thursday to do part of a fundraiser. And speaking of Matt Bomer and an embarrassing moment, we were having a meeting, the Heritage and Culture meeting here in Laguna Beach, and all these people showed up. I was late. It's an interesting story, and I was late. So I sat down, and there's this woman with curly hair next to me. I didn't know who the hell she was. And we go through this meeting. We talk about everything. We talk about a proclamation before City Council was one of the things. And this woman to my left kept telling me, well, someone should write a proclamation. I'm going, well, okay. That sounds interesting. And then someone said, well, who's going to present it? And she said, well, I'll present it. I'm going, so we got on some topics, and I put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm telling her how the city needed to do this, and the city needed to fix this, and this, and about the beaches and the things they need to do for the beach. I went on, and I was this, on my, I don't know, my soapbox, and so I got all done with the meeting, and we were going to do a proclamation. I went back to the office, and a coworker came up, and they said, "Oh, so you met the mayor?" And I go, "He was there?"
Oh.
And they go, "No, she."
Oh.
And it was Tony Eisman. I was telling her all the things, and she was the mayor at the time. I had no idea. I'm just sitting there. And so, though, Eddie, it's a testament to her character, because she listened intently, and she made no qualms about what I had to say. She felt, I think she felt I spoke sincerely. And I think that was our bonding moment. It turned out.
I love that.
It turned out great. And so I realized I realized the high caliber character that she really is. So hopefully she will be here on my fundraising. I think we're scheduled for 6 p.m. on Thursday, and we'll be live on air to help.
That's amazing. This is for Laguna Pride?
No, this is for fundraising for the station, because we're moving location, and we need to stay alive. That we got to pay ASCAP, BMI, the royalties. We got to we got to pay for power bills and copy machines and all sorts of stuff. Most of it's volunteer, but there's some major expenses.
Oh yeah, it's not easy.
No, I think The rent, though, where we are and where we're moving to, the rent's improved considerably, so that'll help out a lot. But so we're accepting donations, and we're actually right now. You can go to the website and you can donate to Rainbow Radio right now, any amount you want.
And what that website again is?
Well, just go to kxfmradio.org. KXFM Radio, like they say, kxfmradio.org.
.org. I have to get a radio voice. I'm gonna work on my radio voice. You've got it down.
7 years of practice. I better have it down.
Where's Dave? Has Dave talked about the weather at all?
Man, you just reminded me. I've missed his second. I'm really being bad. I've been advised that it's mandatory to do the weather on the half hour. I did it in the first half hour, and I just realized I blew it on the second one. Dave, will you forgive me? And I have to put a big alarm here that'll go off.
I need to come on earlier so I can remind you on the 30 to let Dave get on there with the weather.
Yeah, because it's on the half hour we do, and people do tune in because they know when the weather's going to be there, and they want to know what the weather is if they've missed it.
I think they're tuning in for Dave's voice. That's what I think.
I told Dave about that. I don't know what his wife thought, but
it's okay. It's a compliment's a compliment, right?
Exactly. We should be our true selves. And I'm not a home wrecker. I'm just stating that I enjoy Dave's voice. I did have and occasionally you'll meet them, a straight friend who feels so flattered when he's admired by the gays. He just loves it. And I'm going, oh yeah, are you sure you're not gay? I'm not gay at all, but boy, it's
a compliment of the highest order. I mean, when you think about it,
especially if it's a really handsome gay guy and he's complimenting another one, they start laughing. But you really truly have to be liberated and confident about your sexuality to feel that way, because so many people think it's just I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is.
It is what it is, Craig.
Yeah, we have 2 minutes. I'm running it right up to the hour this week because the next program is not it's coming on in just a minute. So I won't explain it because it's not what I need to explain. But anyway,
I want to say thank you so much for having me on today. I want to say to all the listeners, be good to yourselves and be good to your neighbors. And we're all in this together, and that means all of us. And we're gonna figure it out like we always do. And thank you, Craig, for all you do for the community and for Laguna Beach and for the station. It's an honor and a privilege, sir. And I will sign off with that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to play my "Make Someone Happy" song one more time because that's my message today. The Jimmy Durante. It's the third time I played it, so if it's worth repeating, it's worth repeating. So love you, Eddie. Thanks for dialing in. I was worried. I thought, maybe he's crawled in a hole and we won't hear from him for 6 months. But you're more powerful than that, and I appreciate that. Thank you for being here and being a cohort in this endeavor called Rainbow Radio. We're proud to have it here. Love you from the bottom of my heart. Love you.
Love you too, Greg.
Thank you. All the listeners out there, thanks for tuning in for KXFM Radio, Rainbow Radio here on a beautiful Sunday morning. The sun is shining and it's a beach day. Go out and carpe diem.
It's so important to make someone happy. Make just one someone happy. Make just one heart to heart.